I haven't been asleep. I haven't been asleep. Why I wasn't on live earlier, I'm gonna explain myself, you feel me? No one probably might not even be up. It's cool. Y'all gonna see y'all missed the live, bro, if y'all not up in this bitch. But why I ain't hop on the live and my black ass was up? It's because I was playing Madden. I was playing Madden, right? I was getting my ass beat with my little franchise quarterback, right? So I got tired of losing, and I felt I just wasn't meant to be playing quarterback in the franchise. So what I do, I decided to make a new player, a receiver, and I want to do something with the receiver. See how folks was see if he was actually a good player. Cause my quarterback, he was ass, kept losing. I traded like 3 different teams, still was ass. I'm like, yeah, folks, I don't need to be a quarterback no more. I was a receiver. Now I'm on the Bears, and I'm doing pretty good, man. I think I'm gonna take the Bears to the Super Bowl, bro. In my little fantasy thing, bro. That I'm doing my little franchise. You feel me? Y'all hear all that shit. Me moving the motherfucking mic around. But no, hold on. Let me see. Let me see. Testing 3 2 3. All right. But yeah, no, that's what I was doing. I was playing my Madden franchise and shit. Fucking around. Fucking around. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Why I'm up right now is because I was fucking around like for the past couple days, bro. So when you be fucking around, you gotta make sure you work as hard as you fuck around. That's my work. That's my motto. You feel me? Uh, so now I can't go to sleep due to my actions of me wanting to play Madden and all that shit. Cause obviously I ain't care about sleeping because my black ass was playing Madden trying to get my motherfucking franchise together. So since I wanted to do that, I mean, I need to be on live, bro. I need to be on live. And it's like, man, I want to smoke a thonky. You feel me? I want to smoke a thonky. And it's like, man, I told myself, man, I can't keep on smoking without being on live. Cause it's like, man, come on now. You slipping. You don't need to be smoking. So since you smoking, nigga, smoking don't benefit you. So since you smoking, nigga, do something, nigga. Like, damn, these go live, nigga. I'm alright, gang. I go live. Reason why I'm going live now because I said I was gonna go live. So now it's like you can't be smoking. You said you was gonna be going live, bro. You tripping. And my main excuse why I wasn't going live on TikTok is because I couldn't smoke. Now it's like shit. I can smoke on here, so what's my excuse now? So it ain't no excuse. It's just like I said, I was fucking around. I was fucking around and shit. But now I'm back on it, and it's crazy. I've been fucking around. And I still was getting videos out. Like y'all see, like my fucking around be different. Like my fuck around is I don't get what I'm supposed to get done, but I'm most definitely still gonna post videos every day. I'm most definitely gonna get the content out. Now live streams, that shit I be trying to. I'm getting more consistent with it. But videos and content, y'all gonna get that shit every day regardless. Regardless, that shit gonna be coming. You feel me? That's not the problem. It's just me doing live consistent. But you know, once you do it enough, it's gonna turn into a habit. You feel me? I haven't been doing live streaming enough, so it's not a habit yet, and I'm trying to make it a habit. So that'll keep on working until it become a habit. You feel me? Or I just hop up It's live streaming. Cause still be a mental game sometimes to hop on this bitch, but man, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. You want something in life, man. You want this shit, man. You gotta grind for it, man. You feel me? Alright. The end of hot tour. Fuck it. Hot tour. Motherfuckers be going viral for anything. Y'all remember the girl that said hot tour on the motherfucking public interview, and now she just a global sensation off of just saying hot tour? Like, what the fuck? Y'all make anyone famous, but now they saying this the end of her. How's the end of her? I don't fucking know. That's why we finna watch this video to find out. See what the fuck she do to fuck up her motherfucking 15 seconds of fame.
So it seems like every single year we have someone who pops out as more of a meme than anything else, and then said person extends their 15 seconds of fame far past where anyone ever thought they would. I'm sure by now most of you are aware of who the Hawk Tuah girl is, who found stardom after she discussed her method for giving out fellatio.
What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?
You gotta give him that Hawk Tuah and spit on that thing.
On spit on that thing. Okay, I need you to come spit on my thing. Okay, we need the Hawk Tuah girl ASAP. I want to see what's to the Hawk Tuah. Do she do what's to her Hawk Tuah? Like how she do the Hawk Tuah? I need her to demonstrate it on me.
Now these types of clips go viral all the time. Drunk people downtown saying stupid things on camera is a genre that has plagued the internet for the greater part of the last decade. In this case, he went out to the Honky Tonk Strip in Nashville, Tennessee, finding this diamond in the rough.
Hawk Tuah, spit on it, spit on it.
This clip
spit on it! Hey, I fucks with her, man. Where can we find a Hawk Tuah girl, man? We need a Hawk Tuah girl.
Obviously went insanely viral, like it was something your weird uncle brings up around the dinner table asking if anyone knows the Hawk Tuah girl. And she does actually have a name, by the way. It's Haley Welch, and she has taken this one moment and basically made an entire career out of it over the last couple of months.
You see, I don't want to be famous for like doing some shit and they don't even know who the fuck I am. They be like, oh yeah, that's the motherfucker that motherfucker do this. I don't want to be that guy. You feel me?
I'm not fazed by it. He just kept on posting them. So I was like, whatever. And so I got an attorney, like, after that. Because I was like, everybody else is making money off of it with merchandise, and he's making money off the videos. I was like, that's not fair. Like, it's me. Why am I not making any money? So I went and I got all my act together. And here I am.
She's now making appearances at major events, hosting her own podcast, chilling with Steve-O, creating an AI dating app, and even shilling out cryptocurrency shitcoins. Her fame and success has obviously left many people questioning the validity of the entire thing. Is she an industry plant? Is the government conducting some...
Come on, I feel like let's be real now. Let's just use our head. She said some freaky ass shit. That just make dudes just go crazy right there. And she pretty cute. She's not ugly. So her not being ugly and her being a little freaky freak, it's the success on game. Like, come on now.
Some sort of psych op. Is Jake Paul behind the scenes pulling the strings on this whole operation? Today we will be unpacking all of that and more. First, let's talk about the Hawk Tuah podcast, where Hawk Tuah herself interviews celebrities. This was actually the trailer they released for a podcast only around 2 months after the first clip went viral.
Y'all really thought I was done? I'm just getting started, baby. What's one move in bed that makes a girl go crazy? I'm Haley Welch.
Man, that's so corny. She utilized. I ain't gonna cap to you. If you hating on her because she got an easy, you feel me? You bogus. Like, I'll be like, y'all make anyone famous, but you can't be mad at her be hating on her. She just capitalizing off the opportunity. It's y'all dumb motherfuckers that you get that you should be ashamed of, like y'all making her famous for saying hot tour on game. But she owned it, bro. She utilized it. She took advantage of it, and she did some smart shit. You gotta respect her. She ain't gonna cap. She kind of like the little podcast thing, and she remind me like a knockoff Bobby on game. I haven't watched her podcast though. I just, Bobby is the only white girl doing a podcast that's really famous. That's why I just associated her to her. Being honest.
A little while ago, my life took a complete left turn and it changed forever. And along the way, I realized that everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Well, now it's my time to talk.
Now, I'm sure most of you have noticed this symbol up in the corner. This is a Better Production, which is an online betting company partially owned by no other than Jake Paul. I'm sure you noticed his presence as well in this trailer, and his boxing event versus Mike Perry was also the first time she would make a public appearance.
Folks most definitely trying to nail. Jake trying to most definitely get the Hawk Tour live action, folks. He's not slick. I would have most definitely been on the same type of timing. You feel me? That's what I would have. Okay, Hawk Tour. Yes, we need you around.
This all leads me to believe that Jake is the force, or really the funding, behind the Hawk Tuah industry plant narrative. In total, she has done 13 episodes of Talk Tuah, getting less and less views as time goes on. Ultimately, any celebrity whose management had them appear on this show should be terminated immediately. Here is a look at what this show is really all about.
You do it.
No, you do it.
Hot to.
You gotta put like an emphasis on it, like tuh. You know, like really. Yeah. Say it. All right, all together.
Hot to.
Hot tuh.
Is she just teaching motherfuckers how to say Hawk Tour on the motherfucking live? You see, this is what I mean, bro. Y'all just be doing the bullshit. Y'all be doing this bullshit, bro. Why the fuck is she getting paid to teach motherfuckers how to say Hawk Tour? Like what the fuck be going on? I don't be understanding this shit.
Hot to.
Say it aggressive, like
Hot
really.
to.
Like you're mad at the day. You're mad at it.
Hot to.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm really perplexed that such a thought-provoking production is losing relevance at an alarming rate. I'm actually convinced that 90% of the viewership here is just clicking on to either read or write the hate comments compiled beneath the video. This is literally the podcast that no one asked for, and somehow they got 200,000 people to subscribe. And y'all know, having a podcast, it's not technically a crime. Yes, some people should be locked away due to their negative contributions to society. But I guess this one isn't exactly hurting anyone, but her other business activities seem questionable to say the least. Like her AI dating application, Pookie. The standout features here are relationship advice from AI Hawk Tuah Girl, a height detector so you never get catfished again, and you can even have an AI apparently do the talking for you. Now, the main problem I have with this app is that it's a blatant ripoff. They either want you to pay $5 a week to use the app or $40 per year. And you know, guys, I had to ask.
I ain't gonna cap to you, man. I can't really say I even really pay. Now, I have paid for an app, but really apps that I pay for is like for streaming and all that shit. I never really paid no bullshit ass app. I get me a free trial, and then once that free trial over with, shit, I'm over with that app. I ain't gonna cap to you.
Asked my mom for the money, she gave me the $5, and so I download the app, I hand it to the Hawk Tuah Girl, here you go, and I got to exploring this hellish beast of AI slop. I'm serious when I say that I think this was thrown together by a freshman computer science major, and the entire thing is a massive pile of shit. Like, you don't even communicate with anyone else on this app, it's basically like a glorified automated pickup artist bullshit. Basically, you're paying money here to talk to and get advice from an AI bot. And it's not even their own bot, they just poured over OpenAI and call it a day. The bot even admitted this to me straight up. I then asked her poorly coded AI how to get a girl to spit on my thing, and she said all I had to do was take her out for some barbecue. These motherfuckers were so cheap that they couldn't even port over.
Bro, so but I ain't gonna cap to you. Lots of motherfuckers be knockoffs of other motherfucker shit. Like shit. The app that I'm using right now, Streamlabs, they said it's a knockoff version of OBS, and it's no point of using Streamlabs because you can literally get OBS for free, and they just using OBS software. Woo woo. Yeah. I know all that shit still. I still use Streamlabs, but it's because it's more easy for me to use this shit. But lots of apps do that shit.
For an AI of her actual voice. They just got Timu Siri out here talking about degenerate shit.
If she likes ya, she'll be hawking to a whatever you want in no time. Just remember, charm goes a long way, but manners go even further. Winking face.
Their terms and conditions page is equally as thorough, but don't worry, they insist they aren't stealing your data, just your IP address. And they also want access to all your photos and files so they can teach you how to rizz up your crush. Honestly, the whole thing to me just feels like a shameless cash grab that someone likely paid her to promote on her platforms. I would rather pay for one of those early 2010 talking cat apps than to ever touch this thing again. Now, if the dating coach app
I feel like the talking time was way more fun than motherfucking the hot tour shit. Not be fun. Don't you ever compare talking time or whatever the fuck folks' name is to that fucking weak ass app.
was not bad enough. Just yesterday, Haley announced the official release of her meme coin, Hawk, aka Hawk Tua.
My Hawk meme coin is live!
Now, she would do this only a couple of weeks after sitting down with Mark Cuban on her podcast, and I think this is where the idea kind of spawned in her mind.
Do you do anything with crypto?
Yeah, I do a lot with crypto, actually. I've got a shit ton of Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Oh, yeah. If I want a meme coin, can I give you some tokens?
Yeah,
in
I'll give you my
community?
wallet. I'll give you my wallet. Actually.
Okay.
But,
She also admitted here that she just recently got into cryptocurrency.
So after I saw Michael Saylor speak at the Bitcoin conference, I have decided to start putting some money into crypto, and I just want to say, oh my God, thank you so much, Mr. Saylor.
I ain't gonna cap. I don't know why, but I low key I don't know. I like that little country accent that she got. Like I bet one time, it was this year. I took a trip to Atlanta. I was in Tennessee. And it was like a little cashier. She had the little accent and shit. She was like, "Oh, your car nice," but the way she said it with the accent, I'm like, "Damn, I think I need to go there outside with the snow buddies."
So just like the app, I speculate that she had someone build out this shitcoin in a couple of weeks, and now it's available for trade. People off the rip had huge issues with this, as it's looking like yet another pump and dump situation. One wallet apparently owns 43% of the total supply of coins, with another 7 of the wallets holding another 51%, meaning that 8 wallets that were apparently all affiliated with each other owned 94% of this shit. And now the graph just looks like a fun little slide. As I speculate, this shitcoin was dumped faster than a dog in South San Antonio. And I must admit, guys, I'm really not that into crypto, but even I can see that this is something that could get this chick in some serious trouble. I mean, to me, these alleged rug pulls are really nothing more than fraud. And though she did deny the allegations, looking at this cell data kinda tells the whole story. And then last night, her and her crypto team behind the coin hopped onto a Twitter space to try and explain themselves, and it just went horribly wrong. And once CoffeeZilla was allowed to speak, well, things started getting pretty spicy.
This is one of the most miserable, horrible launches I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, then why the fuck are you on?
Okay, so there's tokens
CoffeeZilla,
going directly from the main account,
CoffeeZilla, just chill for a second.
and then it's getting sold for 50K. Who is that?
Definitely not us. You think we're doing this for 50K? Yeah, fucking right. Talking to the wrong guy. You're used to these bullshit scammers out here. Not us. Now, we had...
That's what everyone says, by the way.
Listen, doesn't matter.
Yeah, every scammer do say, "Oh yeah, everybody else is not legit like us. Like woo, everybody else be on bullshit. I'm the real deal, Holyfield." Get your lying ass on, nigga. I ain't trying to hear that shit. You can fool the next goofy with that shit.
No, I'm not everyone.
And then they got so mad that they were getting dismantled by this man Steven that they just muted the man altogether in the middle of his hard-hitting questions.
Where did the fees go? Where did the money for the pre-sale tokens go? Why did y'all unlock day one so people could dump on Haley Welch's fans? And how involved was she really? And how much?
Damn, muted him.
And
folks got to say when motherfuckers get to spitting facts, guess what? When motherfuckers get to spitting facts, motherfuckers don't want to hear that shit. Mute on gang.
kept coming on basically saying that she's new to this and still trying to learn the ins and outs of being famous.
Yeah, guys, I'm just here to have fun. I don't really have a full head wrapped around this whole thing, but I'm figuring it out every day, and I'm here for the long term. Yeah, I'm doing the best I can. Thank you.
What an absolute pathetic excuse for allowing yourself to be the face of a scam. She makes it clear that she's not going anywhere after facing the backlash.
My skin's getting thicker every day, and the hate's not gonna stop me. I'm here every day trying to work on this and get better at it, but I'm not going anywhere.
And to me, this will likely be the end of the Hawk Tuah experience. And hopefully she cashed out on the Hawk coin, because this is the type of thing that destroys your reputation and can even put you in a lot of legal harm all at once. On top of that, she's come out and said that she's not even willing to thank the original street interviewer who made her famous that night.
Have you talked to that dude? Have
That's
you
a
said
good
thank
question.
you?
Tell him thank you for what?
Making you famous?
So she won't help but thank him despite the
Shorty, it's about just like, come on, man. Like, yeah, technically you the one that said the shit to go viral, but he the one that even brought it to light. Like, you probably wouldn't have never thought of bringing that shit to light, you feel me, if he didn't do what he did. So you could at least, you feel me, show a little bit of respect and gratitude to folks.
fact that he helped her go from working at a factory to being a millionaire. Basically, she seems super ungrateful for the fame, and now she's putting her face on literally anything that can make her a quick buck. To me, she clearly has the wrong people influencing her at this point, and I would say that her story is definitely coming to an end. Basically, she's like that Bobby Althoff chick, just more southern, and somehow even worse. And so now I really believe that the overstay is over with. But y'all let me know what you guys think. Are y'all holding the Hawk coin in your portfolio?
I told y'all what I think about the shit, man. Shorty ass, she did her shit. She utilized it, man. You can't hate on her, but she is bogus as hell for not giving motherfuckers his, you feel me? Help a motherfucker out. Show love to the motherfucker that put you on to game, you feel me? He the one that put you on. But if you watch this video all the way through, I know your ass fucking with another motherfucker video. So go watch another motherfucker video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you never miss out on any content like this. Go! Hold on. I be how y'all zips and pipes code in always. Woke up trying for your bitch, I know she callin'. And her jaws, hey. Straight on the cover 30 here, get everything to a nigga. Straight on the cover 30 here, get everything to a nigga. Let y'all send to a nigga. Man, so cause I know my name rich to a nigga. They send no limit, that's 10 of my niggas. My bitch, I'm always in the trust. She talk always. Motherfuckers always doing Juice WRLD dirty. So they said they did Juice WRLD dirty again. How the fuck they do Juice WRLD dirty? I don't know. That's why we finna watch this motherfucking video to figure out how the fuck they did Juice WRLD wrong. You feel me?
Now, I want to talk about this recent story regarding Juice WRLD and how they did him dirty. You might have heard or seen something about this. The other day, Juice WRLD's highly anticipated posthumous album, The Party Never Ends, got released. It's his 5th studio album and supposedly his final one, which is crazy to think about. I don't know how true that is, but it's what they're saying. This album has been getting teased for quite some time. There's been a lot of hype building up to it. Fans have been waiting on this one for sure. Now, the album ended up dropping the other day, but before we get into the album itself, let's talk about the cover, because this was a really big controversial moment in the rollout. The cover got a
Bro, this nigga is black. I always keep and I found out this nigga was black before in the other video. But it's just like, folks, his voice, how he talk, they're gonna be like, damn, so if you talk, you know what niggas mean. Yeah, you know what the fuck I mean when the niggas say he talk white, he sound white on game. You know what the fuck I mean. Most niggas, you feel me, you know.
Announced about a week before the release, and honestly, it was met with a lot of negative reactions. People were saying it didn't look professional, which, looking at it, is a fair critique. Then there's a six-pack abs on the cartoon version of Juice, which a lot of people thought looked unrealistic and unnecessary. Overall, this cover was, let's just say, not it. Now, on another note, we also have to talk about the rollout, because it was a bit janky to say the least. This is something Juice fans were pointing out ever since the rollout started. The rollout for The Party Never Ends has been messy, to put it mildly. One of the key promotional strategies was the Fortnite collab. They added Juice WRLD skins to the game, which, don't get me wrong, is huge. Not every
I ain't gonna cap to you, man. Fortnite, they be getting so much money on off these rappers. I heard they were finna use X name too. Like Fortnite, they smart as hell. They know what they doing. Like motherfuckers wasn't expecting Fortnite to last this long. Fortnite really changed the game, and they still in the game. But that's because they doing shit like this.
rapper, especially someone who has passed, gets an opportunity like that. It's a pretty big deal. But outside of that, the rollout just didn't feel cohesive. Songs were being added and removed from the album last minute, like some Juice WRLD fans were mentioning on Twitter, just days before its release. On a serious note, The Party Never Ends rollout is really bad, Riley said on Twitter. It's carried by the Fortnite collab, which isn't enough. The cover still hasn't been picked, and songs are being added and removed last minute, just days before the release. People have been waiting years for this, so the disorganization of this entire rollout and release left a lot of fans frustrated. Then there's the track list reveal. This caused even more controversy because fans were anticipating certain records to be included, and those records ended up being left out. One song in particular, Rental, which is very popular in the Juice WRLD community,
I told her ride it like a rental. It's just a rental. I'm not with all the sentimentals. Just keep it simple.
this song was produced by
I never heard that, but also I'm not a Juice WRLD fan. I don't listen to Juice WRLD, but I do fucks with Juice WRLD. You feel me?
singer and rapper Season, and this is a song the fans have been asking for a very long time, but apparently it didn't get cleared for the project, so once again fans were left disappointed. Now when the album finally dropped, it was met with a lot of mixed reactions. First of all, like we said earlier, many of the Juice WRLD songs that fans have been begging for were nowhere to be found. Juice has so many famous snippets floating around the internet, and the demand for those songs has been building up for years. Fans were expecting this album to be delivered on that front, and it just didn't. Then there's the quality of the album in itself. I've seen a lot of mixed reactions, but for Juice WRLD standards, it was actually kind of low if you ask me. It didn't feel up to par with his earlier releases. The mixing and overall sound of the project was also heavily criticized. Fans felt like it was
They ass just trying to get the quick buck. They just trying to get the quick buck off of Juice WRLD. They ass don't care. It's crazy. Like these labels, bro, I don't understand labels because labels don't never want to do what the people want. Labels 9 times out of 10 do the complete opposite of what the people want. Just like politicians. I don't know what the fuck be wrong with motherfuckers.
rushed, unpolished, and not a proper representation of Juice's artistry. At this point, a lot of people are convinced that his record label is actively ruining his legacy. That's the narrative I keep seeing, and honestly, it's hard to disagree when you see the backlash. Even diehard fans who've been there since day one aren't supporting this release. That speaks volumes. Juice WRLD is not the first rapper whose legacy has been mishandled though. We've talked about this topic in depth over the last few years, and we've seen it happen with other artists like Pop Smoke and XXXTentacion. Both of their legacies have been, let's just say, poorly handled, whether it's rushed albums, unnecessary collaborations, or decisions that don't align with who they were as artists. The pattern is very clear. This is the same movie playing out all over again. So honestly, I'm not surprised to see this happening with Juice WRLD's legacy. Granted, I'm not as emotionally moved by the missteps, if you will, probably because I'm just not as invested as the day one fans. That said, I'll admit I'm pretty disappointed listening to this album. Personally, I tuned out of most things related to Juice WRLD's name a long time ago. It's just not the same when other people are representing him, especially when he's not here to have a say. I remember when Juice first came in the game, this young rapper singing his pain away. From the start, it was clear that he was special. Definitely a broken soul, also one who was leading the Lost Souls. Someone who carried a lot of heavy things inside of him. But the beauty of Juice WRLD was that he was able to channel all that pain into his music. I always respected Juice WRLD for his honesty, for the way he opened up and let the world see his struggles. He was a brave young man, extremely talented, and a light for so many kids who saw themselves in his music. For those who don't know, Juice WRLD recorded thousands upon thousands of songs while he was alive. The music we've heard doesn't even scratch the surface of the work he put in. And this is where the problem lies. This is how the music industry is.
Man, they trying to milk it. That's why. What they gonna do, since they know he got all these songs and shit, they gonna put the songs that they gonna put a whole bunch of the songs motherfuckers don't want, and then only add like 1 or 2 songs that the people want, and then they gonna keep on doing that shit because if they add all the songs that people want in the other in one album, then how they gonna be able to milk y'all for more money? You feel me? They just want the money on, bro. They don't care about these rappers' legacy and they fans. None of that shit.
Is taking advantage of a lot of artists. If you're not familiar with how record deals work, let me break it down. When an artist signs a contract with a label, the terms are almost always heavily one-sided against the artist. We've talked about this before, but to make it clear, most artists sign contracts that last in perpetuity. What that means is they're essentially signing away their masters forever. So whether you're lucky enough to live to 60 years old or tragically pass away at 21 like Jared Higgins, professionally known as Juice WRLD, the corporations own your work for an eternity. In Juice's case, from what I know, his family doesn't have any control or say in what the record label does with his music. The people who loved him the most, who truly understood his vision and his artistry, don't have a voice in how his legacy is handled. Instead, the people who are in control are often looking out for their own interest more than his. And this is why we end up in situations like these where a young, incredibly talented artist like Juice WRLD passes away so young, and the posthumous projects released under his name don't hold a candle to the work he put out while he was alive. It's a tale as old as time. It's a movie we've seen before, and unfortunately it keeps playing out. The question is, when will it stop? When will the industry start treating artists with the respect they deserve, both in life and in death?
Nigga, never. It's nigga, you think, bro, it's about money. Bro, what the fuck? They don't give a fuck about respecting these rappers. If they respected these rappers, bro, things would have been different a long time ago. It's getting worse for these rappers, damn near.
The sad truth is it's never gonna change. I don't really think it will. There's too much of a financial incentive for things to be this way. You know exactly what you're gonna get if you put your hand on a stove. You're gonna get burnt. So it's up to the artist to be as smart as possible by thinking way ahead into the future and not getting burnt. Now these things become very complicated when the artist in question ends up dying at a young age. No one plans to die young, that's a fact. Juice wasn't planning to pass away at the age he did. The circumstances on our private jet ingesting those pills led to things ending the way they did. Yes, it was a decision, but it's so much more complicated than that, and honestly, I don't think this is the moment we should dive into that conversation. What I do want to talk about is that when an artist, just like in this case, isn't here anymore, there can be a situation where their legacy is handled the right way.
It's crazy. I thought that was motherfucking YBN Cordae at first. I'm not gonna cap to you. I'm like, why the fuck they showing YBN Cordae? But that's Juice WRLD.
I'd be asking how. Well, let's just say it doesn't always have to be like this. Take a look at Mac Miller, for example. Mac Miller, who tragically passed away at the age of 26, is a textbook example of how an artist's legacy should be handled. The way Mac's legacy has been preserved speaks volumes about the environment he had around him. Clearly, there was a lot of love, care, and respect for his artistry. I'm pretty sure that Mac Miller also took some steps contractually to personally ensure that if he wasn't here, his work, his name, and his likeness would still be represented in the right way. If that wasn't the case, there's no way everything related to Mac Miller would have this overwhelmingly positive tone to it. An artist's environment is crucial. For someone like Juice WRLD, I can't fully speak on the specific people he had around him or their character, aside from Ali, Lottie, but yeah, we're not gonna go down that path right now. But one thing I can say for certain is that Juice didn't have the best environment around him, and that environment reflected in his mental state. He was deep into addiction, threw a lot of drugs in his system, and that was apparent even in interviews. I'm sure you've seen those clips of Juice dozing off mid-conversation.
I want you to describe that single and that track that we're playing right now.
It's heartbreaking.
I ain't gonna cap to you, shit. I do that shit right now. I'm not off no major drugs, no nothing, bro. Shit, it depends on the situation. Shit, I be tired as hell doing shit, so you know I'll be in bed. But I had to stop doing that shit on the live stream because I felt like that's lazy work. It like reaction's already easy, bro. You gotta at least be up and active for this bitch. You feel me?
It tells you so much about what he was going through internally and the lack of a truly productive environment to help him navigate those struggles. At the end of the day, an artist's surroundings plays a significant role in their mental health and their career. Juice WRLD's tragic story is a reminder of what happens when those pieces aren't in place, and unfortunately, his legacy is being mishandled in a way that reflects that. It didn't have to be this way though. When an artist is in this kind of mental state, the last thing they're thinking about is what happens to my legacy when I'm not here. It's almost like they're in survival mode. You can't plan for the future when you're just trying to make it through the present moment. And that's not unique to artists. It applies to every aspect of life. When you're consumed by what's happening right now, planning for the long term feels impossible. So this conversation about why Juice WRLD is being done dirty, honestly, it's way deeper than most people realize. It's way deeper than, oh, the people who are in charge of his music don't know what they're doing. It's a matter of preparing for your life and what comes after. But here's the thing, when you're in a vulnerable place mentally, dealing with addiction, stress, or whatever demons you're facing, it's hard to think about those things. And unfortunately, that's when the people around you...
I mean, honestly, let's be real. Folks, it's hard to think about that shit when he don't got no money. He got that shit. He became Juice WRLD, but you know, he in that shit now, you feel me? I feel the reason why lots of those rappers be in those type of dumbass labels is because they get them before they become on, before they get that money on. And when you don't got that money on, you hear $100,000. Damn, that shit is a lot. That shit is a lot to a nigga that haven't had no money, you feel me? So it's like, I feel that play a big part on why niggas sign a contract and shit. It's not really about thinking into the future about, well, if I'm gonna die. It's about, nigga, I haven't had no money like this. Let me get some money on.
Signed come into play. Juice WRLD wasn't in the headspace to worry about his legacy after he was gone. I mean, how could he be? He was carrying so much weight, so many struggles in the moment. And because of that, there was no preparation for what his career would look like if the unthinkable happened. And now here we are seeing the aftermath. This is why this conversation goes beyond just blaming the label or the people in charge of his music. It's about the system that allows this to keep happening. Artists, especially young ones, are thrown into a machine that doesn't prioritize their well-being or their long-term legacy. And when they're in survival mode, they're not in a position to fight for those things either. So while it's easy to criticize what's happening with Juice's posthumous releases, and trust me, there's plenty to criticize, it's important to understand that there's deeper issues at play here. This is a systematic problem, one that starts with lack of support for artists while they're alive, because by the time they're gone, it's already too late. And that's why we're having this conversation right now. My goal is to let artists and the public know the ugly realities of how things can end up when you're not in charge of your own legacy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, gang, let's be real, most of them niggas will want to be in control of that shit. But the money, they trying to get the money. That's why they do that shit, bro.
If you don't set up things properly, others will do it for you. And they'll do it in a way that serves their interest, not yours. You want to make sure you set things up in a way where even when you're not here, you can trust that the right people are handling your work and your name. Because here's the harsh truth. You're often more valuable to the music industry dead than alive. At the very least, when you're...
Because they able to do whatever the fuck they want with you, bro. Make money, do all this different type of shit. But yeah, bro, you gotta understand, lots of these rappers, they ain't able to even focus on the future because they don't got enough money to even do all that shit, you feel me? And then that's why lots of the niggas, every rapper talk about their label once they get big and realize the shit, but they gotta see what money is first to even realize the shit, you feel me? And by the time they realize they stuck in that shit, you feel me? Now it's like, damn, now you just trying to figure out a way to get out that bitch, but shit, you know how that shit be.
You're gone. You're no longer around to fight for yourself or challenge the narrative. The saddest part about this conversation, though, is that this is supposedly Juice WRLD's final album. That's crazy to think about, but honestly, I'm not sure how much I believe it. Juice's estate reportedly has thousands of songs in the vault. If anything, this might just be the last album for the next few years. Record labels in general play the long game. They're not thinking about the next 5 months, they're thinking about the next 5 decades. And here's a theory I have about posthumous albums in general, and it applies here as well. A lot of times when these albums come out, they're purposely disappointing in terms of quality, and I think that's because the label is saving the best for the last. From the fans' perspective, they're hearing an album that could have been so much better.
Bro, I just said this shit before this nigga just said it. What I tell y'all? I told y'all niggas he made all the best shit. They gonna mix in some of the good shit in the shit, just a little tiny bit, but they gonna mostly fill the album with the low quality, low production shit that niggas don't fuck with. Because if they put all the good shit in the beginning, why the fuck is y'all gonna listen to them years later when they gave you everything you want to hear? That wouldn't make sense, you feel me?
Because they know what the artist was capable of. But from the corporation's perspective, they're giving you just enough to keep you hooked for future releases. And because they own this music in perpetuity, they can also release it in perpetuity. His music will always be the content that brings revenue back to the Juice WRLD estate. 30 years from now, when today's Juice WRLD fans are pushing 40 or older with 2 kids and a house in the suburbs, these record labels are still counting on releasing his music, that's for sure. And they'll hold on to the catalog until the perfect moment because they know it's a never-ending cash cow. Artists like Juice WRLD, especially those who come from a generation fueled by social media, are in a unique position. Since Juice didn't have time to become a legacy act in the mainstream, his music will always be the content that brings revenue back to the Juice WRLD estate. In comparison, look at someone like Michael Jackson. He's the definition of a legacy act. His brand and name will always bring in incredible amounts of revenue solely based on his existence. Now I know this might sound like a crazy comparison to make, but it perfectly highlights the point I'm trying to make about how an artist's legacy is handled. Michael Jackson's legacy was built over decades of groundbreaking work, iconic performances, and a team that knew how to preserve and amplify his name even after he passed. It's why his estate.
But you gotta understand, Michael Jackson got big enough to be able to put himself in a position to where when he passed away, he able to make sure niggas don't get that power. You feel me? Juice WRLD, he got successful pretty fast, and he passed away pretty fast. So he didn't really have time to do that shit. Like, he didn't have time. He didn't even have time to realize how fucked up his label was. That's how you know he passed, because every rapper damn near be like, man, fuck this label, this, that, and the third. He didn't even get to that point yet, you feel me?
Still generates hundreds of millions of dollars every year. His catalog, his likeness, and his influence are so deeply embedded into pop culture that he's untouchable. And someone like Juice WRLD, who comes from a completely different era, I mean, he's in a completely different position. Since Juice didn't have time to become a legacy act in the mainstream, think about it, the Juice WRLD brand over the next 10 to 20 years will likely generate tens of millions of dollars. And I'm being very generous when I say that. His catalog alone pulls in a massive amounts of money every year, even now. The labels know this, and that's why they're counting on fans to stick around for the day when they start releasing more unreleased tracks. Overall, it's just sad because I really wish things could have been different. But let's not sit around praying for the music industry to change. Let's become that change. Artists need to plan for their future. They need to ensure that in the unfortunate event of their untimely death, the right people are in charge of their name, their brand, and their art. If they don't, they're gonna become another money grab for the industry. And we also need to focus on switching up these contracts because we all know who exactly they benefit. Anyway, they're doing Juice WRLD dirty, man. I can't even lie. Appreciate you for making it all the way till the end, by the way. Thank you so much for watching. If you
Alright, man, y'all seen what the fuck going on. They doing Juice WRLD dirty, but they doing the same thing with X. They could make lots of money off of X and Juice WRLD just because they got some real diehard fan bases and shit. So they know they gonna get that money on off of them. But if you watch this video all the way through, I know your ass fucking with another motherfucking video. So go ahead and go watch another motherfucking video. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you never miss out on any content like this. Go. 6:25 a.m., man. Tired, but we gonna keep going, man. You gotta keep pushing. If you don't keep pushing, nigga, you gonna feel. Let's go.
Everyone who listens.
When the fuck did Tupac get into it with the BDs? They said Tupac got into it with the BDs from Chicago. Tupac is nowhere from Chicago, so how the fuck he get into it with the BDs and shit? But that's what we finna find out in today's video.
Everyone who listens to rap knows who Tupac is, even if they're too young to remember his music. He's a legendary and iconic name from the 90s that rings bells just like the Notorious B.I.G. But there's a story from the 90s set against the gritty backdrop of Chicago that reveals a side of Tupac most people have never heard about. In the 90s, Tupac had a concert scheduled in Milwaukee. The anticipation was palpable, with fans eager to see the rap legend perform live. Amongst these fans were members of one of Chicago's deadliest gangs, the Black Disciples. They had bought out the majority of the concert tickets, excited to see their idol. Little did they know, Tupac had a bone to pick with them over a tragic incident involving an 11-year-old boy named Robert Yummy Sandifer, a young member of their gang.
And Pac was mad about it like it was one of his kids or something. Like he was flipping the f out, like tripping, dude. Cause I had came off stage and I was just sitting down, like waiting, you know what I'm saying? I think I was wiping sweat, you know, fanning myself and shit. And
they ass finna damn near pass out, finna meet Tupac and shit. It's crazy. They ass like, yeah, we finna see Tupac. We just bought all the tickets. We finna turn up in this bitch. Tupac gets to tweaking with y'all niggas. They damn. What the fuck? I just wanted the show.
he came and ran past me and tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Come on." And I'm like, "You finna go on stage? You finna perform?" And he said, "I'm finna go fight." And so I think like the 24-year-old me, whenever I picked up the chair I was sitting on and pulled out my Glock and followed the nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, let's go. Let's knock.
Oh, so that's Tupac people. I thought those were the B's, bro. I don't know, bro. These all old niggas to me, bro. I just figured out about this shit like y'all.
Throw this chair and I'm gonna shoot some motherfucker. So I followed him on stage with the chair and the pistol. This nigga gets on stage and it's like 300 gangster disciples in the front 3 rows and shit. They was deep as
Nigga, I thought you had said the BDs, nigga. Is it the GDs or the BDs, bro? Which one is it, my nigga? Well, GDs and BDs down there, they was the same share at one point. They both under the 6. But which one was it, my nigga?
Pac just started screaming, "You bitch ass niggas, fuck y'all niggas." Like, oh my God.
But to truly understand the gravity of what was about to happen, we need to rewind and tell the haunting story of Yummy Sandifer.
I just wanted to know what you think, what kind of guy he was.
Hey, man, he was a little kid.
He was a kid?
Yeah.
When you say how old was he?
He was 11.
Dang.
11. What was he like when he was a little kid?
He was a sweet little kid. He wasn't violent, and he wasn't bad. The way they talking about now, that's not true. It's not true.
Like when you say...
Every time somebody says something, they change it around. He was this and he was that, and I know that he was not.
Well, I ain't gonna cap, but every family member be like, "Oh, my son ain't like this. My peoples ain't like this. They such a good kid." But you feel me? Most people don't want their peoples to know that they doing all this diabolical ass shit. You feel me?
What was he like then? In other words, when he was growing up, like, did he have a sense of humor?
Yes, he did.
How did you find out that your nephew was killed?
She seemed irritated.
What you mean how I found out he was killed?
Did you get a phone call?
No.
I'll be irritated
just
too.
Just run the picture here.
If I was to see this young man on the street, I've never seen him, right? What would I see? What did he look like? Was he a tall fellow?
No, he was this short. He was very short. To be his age, he was real short.
Was he a bright fellow? Was he a smart guy?
Yeah, he was very bright and very smart. He can draw, he can read, he can write.
What kind of food did he like? I mean, was he...
He loved food, gyros. You know, he ate a lot. Mm-hmm. When Mama had barbecues,
I love gyros, man. Gyros be busting. And it's crazy, bro. Motherfuckers in Chicago and I guess other places, I know in Chicago, we say gyro, but it's not even called a gyro. It's called a euro. What the fuck?
He ate that. He ate a lot. Why was his nickname Yummy Yummy? Because he loved cookies.
Nickname was Yummy because he loved cookies?
Yeah.
Yummy stood just 4'6" and weighed only 68 pounds. Yet he was an unlikely trigger man for the Black Disciple Street Gang. On a sweltering night in late August 1994, Yummy was on the run. He had killed his 14-year-old neighbor, Siobhan Dean, in a gang-related shooting gone wrong.
You knew Siobhan, right?
She's my niece.
Damn, so little folks was out here sliding, because I was going to say, like, In the picture they got a little bro, folks says dude look bad as hell, like he was on some badass shit. I just ain't say that. I just ain't speak my mind.
What do you mean? What's your name, man?
Ida Falls.
What was she like?
What was Siobhan like? She was a very cheerful young lady, beautiful, outgoing. She was a good girl, real good girl, full of life, and she loved to come outside and play. She loved to do hair. You know, she was beginning to start doing hair, and she loved to see beauty. She liked the likes of beauty, beautiful things. She wasn't a bad girl.
How'd you find out about her death?
How did I find out?
Yeah.
Well, I lived just right here.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard 2 shots. And when I heard the 2 shots, my 2 kids was on the porch. So I was sitting to the table eating my supper at the time. And I ran to the door. And so my daughter said, make the kids come in. So I told my son and my granddaughter to come in the house. So as they came in the house, I sat back down. So some told me to get up and go look out the window. So I just came to my window right there and looked out. And so I saw my son, you know, prancing back and forth, you know, saying, call the police, call the police. And so then I ran out the back door with my shoes off. And he said, somebody's daughter is laying down here hurt. So, you know, I don't care who child it is, I want to help. So I ran out the back door and ran right here. And I still didn't know it was my niece laying down there. And so my brother...
Damn, that shit fucked up. She didn't even know that was her people. She over there going, you feel me? But that's a good heart. She was going to help regardless. That's what a real one going to do.
He ran out the door, and he ran right there. And then I'm pretty sure he said that he knew it was his daughter. I'm pretty sure that my brother knew what she had on, her clothing. So he ran and he looked at her and he put his hand on her and felt her pulse. So he said, she still have a pulse. So he said, call the police. The police were there so quick. I mean, they was here on arrival. And so the police, they came and put white gloves on and they felt my niece, you know. But I knew, you know, she wasn't going to make it.
Now the police were scouring the Roseland.
I ain't gonna cap. Lots of the time, you could tell when someone ain't gonna make it. You'll have hope, but deep down, you know. It's just, you don't want to, like, be that negative person. You just want to hope for the best, you feel me?
Neighborhood, and Yummy was desperate to evade them.
In Chicago, well on its way to recording 930 homicides, the second highest on record. Among the dead, 14-year-old Siobhan Dean, shot in the head by a stray bullet during a shooting spree in the city's Roseland neighborhood that injured 2 other teens. Chicago police quickly identified 11-year-old Robert Sandifer as the gunman. That led to an intense 3-day manhunt.
His small stature and innocent looks belied the hardened exterior that gang life had forced upon him. Born into a world of violence and neglect, Yummy's life was a tragic journey from victim to perpetrator. On that fateful night, he ended up at the home of a neighbor, seeking shelter and a chance to reach his grandmother. She was one of the few people he trusted and hoped she would be there when he surrendered to the police. However, the neighbor left Yummy alone for just a moment, and in that brief window, Derek Hardaway, a fellow gang member, appeared. The moment Yummy saw Derek, his fate was sealed.
I ain't gonna cap, they don't be playing about that shit. Especially back in the day, you hearing that innocent female. Oh yeah, they don't play about that shit back in the day. That most definitely get you fucked up for real. That's gonna get you fucked up more than you killing one of they ops that's a man. I'm telling you, bro. That back in the day, your own hood damn near get on your ass for doing that shit.
An hour later, Yummy's lifeless body was discovered in a viaduct several blocks away. He had been
He said a viaduct. A viaduct, nigga? A viaduct? Nigga, what the fuck?
Shot twice in the back of the head.
Okay, last year, in 1994, I came here to do the story of Yummy, and you're gonna see that in a minute or so here on Weekend TV. Robert Sandifer died right here. He was killed, he was shot. He was 11 years old. He didn't even live long enough to become a teenager. died a child. What's changed in Chicago? Well, when I came here earlier, the walls were black. Now they're white. For the Chinese, white is the color of death. But I just want to say that this is one of the saddest stories I've done, because this young man never even lived long enough to be a teenager. Since that time, a lot of things have changed. A lot of things remain the same. But one thing's for sure, Chicago is and Chicago will always be a trouble city.
Gang leaders decided that Robert needed to be silenced because he knew too much.
You see, they told shit. They back in the day. Old head told you back in the day, it ain't no peace. He said will and always. So he told you this shit. So you think niggas gonna push him? You think J-Man ain't really finna change, put some peace?
So they ordered Craig to kill him.
Why did Robert die?
By means of not my control.
And was it your life versus his life?
Absolutely.
You thought it was that simple as either you do this or you die.
And that's how it always boils down. It's not like any wiggle room when you live in that lifestyle.
So you're saying you had no other choice?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yummy Sandefur's story is a stark reminder of the brutal reality of gang warfare in Chicago. Despite his notorious reputation, Yummy was also a child, a victim of relentless abuse and neglect. His autopsy revealed a body scarred by 49 injuries, some likely from normal childhood mishaps, but many others indicative of severe abuse. Born to a mother struggling with drug addiction and a most likely absent father, Yummy was removed from his mother's care as a toddler after authorities found him covered in bruises, cord marks, and cigarette burns. Raised by his grandmother,
Oh yeah, folks says he like you see. That's why I say some people they just it really kind of only be one option for them, man. Some people got a strong enough mindset to get through it, but lots of people fell victim to their environment all the time.
Yummy spent most of his short life shuttling between her home and juvenile detention centers. Each stint in the juvenile facility marked another chapter in his downward spiral. The system failed him at every turn, unable to provide the support and guidance he desperately needed. Through it all, Yummy's self-image remained dismally poor, a young boy lost in a cycle of violence and neglect.
All of you children that are standing here, looking down, take a good look. And I want you to say within your hearts that you'll never end up like Robert. Okay? Cry if you will. Make up your mind that you will never let your life end in tragedy like this.
Hey, the pastor, priest, whoever he is, he keep it in the buck with you, man. Cause folks says, bro, his life ended like that because the choices he chose. Like, yeah, innocent people get messed up, but it's like, yeah, they could say he ended, but folks going in and out of juvie. Like, come on. Folks hitting females and shit on accident. Like that, folks was doing too much.
Fast forward to the night of Tupac's concert in Milwaukee. The air was electric with anticipation, but beneath the surface, tension simmered. Tupac, a man known for his fierce sense of justice and empathy for the oppressed, was deeply affected by Yummy's tragic end. He saw in Yummy's story the broader narrative of systematic failure and the destructive allure of gang life. The fact that Yummy's killers were likely present in the audience that night filled Tupac with a burning need to confront them.
I went out there, they be looking out for me, but they be gang, so like the one set want me to be down with them, and the Blackstones want me to be with them, and be with them, but yeah, I had to run it with them in Milwaukee, because that was when that little kid died, Yummy Sandifer. Yeah, I heard you sent a shout out to him. Yeah, I did a show that next day, after they just killed that kid. Yeah. Because you heard what happened, right? Yeah, they executed him. Right, they executed him, and I was out there when I did the show, the gang was in the audience. The whole gang had like bought out the stadium. Damn. So I'm rapping to the niggas that just killed this little kid. Oh. And they all screaming out Thug Life, and I felt bad, like, wait a minute, they got it twisted. Yeah. So I started cursing them niggas out, like, y'all niggas is cowards. Y'all niggas cowards, y'all killed that kid, y'all niggas is punks, man. I hate all you niggas, I hurt all you. Them niggas start throwing shit. We had out in the stadium. Damn. It was tough, man. The whole gang tore up the whole neighborhood. But then I started getting letters from that area where all, like, the mothers, the girls was writing me, like, thank you for doing that, because everybody's scared of these niggas. See, that's what I want to do. That's right. I wonder if these gang niggas ain't gonna get straight, then
But then you gotta think about it like this. If the shit true what he did, how you think that woman feel that her kid got unalived by folks and you over there defending him, but you not defending her?
I want to take them out the gang. That's real. Because if they don't, it's making trouble on us. Yeah, because if you ain't part of the solution, then you part of the problem. No doubt. Therefore, you gonna be trying to whack us anyway. No doubt. See what I'm saying? So shit, you know.
I think that what we need to do as a community is start taking control back of our communities. You know.
As Tupac took the stage, he felt the weight of the moment. He began his performance with his usual energy and charisma, but the undercurrent of his anger and grief was palpable. His eyes scanned the crowd, and he saw them, the Black Disciple members who had come to see him perform, blissfully unaware of the storm brewing within the rap icon. Tupac's performance that night was unlike any other. The raw intensity of his emotions bled through his lyrics, and as he reached the peak of his set, he paused. The crowd fell silent, sensing something significant was about to happen. With a voice trembling and controlled rage, Tupac addressed the audience, calling out the gang members and holding them accountable for Yummy's death. He spoke of the senseless violence, the lost potential of a child dragged into a world of crime, and the need for change.
I never realized was that when Tupac did that prison interview, there was a picture of Yummy behind him in that interview. So obviously this was a very important event in Tupac's life, but you were actually there in Chicago when that happened, right, Edie? Were the rest of you there or no?
No, I wasn't there.
Okay. Yeah. So what exactly happened?
I mean, Pac had read that article on the way to the show. At that time, I think Yummy Sandifer's picture, that same picture you seen in that interview, was on the cover of Time magazine, and they had the title was Child Predator or something like that.
You see, but you gotta understand, you feel me? Like, he going off the news articles, but it's lots of stuff, you feel me? You going off on them, but you can't be going off the news, because the news say lots of bullshit. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Like that. And you know, Pac was a very sensitive dude, especially when it come to his people, you know what I mean? And, you know, he was livid. He was disgusted by the whole story. He didn't understand it. He didn't understand why a kid had to be, you know, murdered. It didn't make sense to him. You know, it ended up in his music. If you listen to Me Against the World, Yummy Sandifer's name is mentioned, you know, throughout the project, and it's something that stuck with him. And so we go to do the show, and this dude, he lost it. He basically lost it.
On stage?
On stage.
What did he say?
Lost it on the gang members, because there was a lot of dudes in the crowd, you know, throwing up gang signs. The gangsters love to come to Pac shows, you know, and there was certain songs that he would do that would just send them over the edge, so they throwing up their gang signs, but Pac is not looking at it like they saluting him. They really was just, you know, enjoying the music, loving the fact that he up there, and this is how they celebrate. They start throwing up their hood and throwing up their signs. But Pac is thinking about Yummy Sandifer, and he lost it. And basically, you know, threatened a crowd full of gangsters, like, yo, y'all keep killing kids, I'll murder all you motherfuckers.
Keep it clean, man.
Well, you know, I want to quote the man right, man. He ain't say MFs. You know what I mean? That man, you know what I mean? He said what he said, and they lost it. You know, they lost it on us, man. We start fighting.
I mean, bro, cause you don't want to censor this shit, man. That's the problem with the word. Let him say, man, motherfucker, whatever the fuck. He never say nothing bad.
Fighting with the crowd, we throwing bottles at them. They throwing bottles at us. They trying to get on stage. You know, it turned into a real ugly situation.
I guess the shooting happened.
I don't know. You know, it was rumored that they were shooting. I don't know, man, because after a while, it was like obvious we wasn't gonna win this one. So it was time to get the hell up out of there. You know what I mean? Because you talking about a crowd full of hardcore gangsters.
Yeah, GDs and BDs and all that. Yeah.
All
that. Very sad situation.
He was flipping out, screaming that shit. Y'all niggas let a motherfucking 8-year-old motherfucking vice lord kill 9-year-old. Yo, fuck y'all niggas ain't shit. Y'all killing the kids, nigga. He was tripping. Mad as fuck. And so I guess he got him pissed off enough to where they broke down the barricade and tried to get at him. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I mean, niggas is gonna be niggas, and you gonna be the nigga you are when the shit go down. You just gonna be who you are. I happen to have a Glock. I happen to have 2 double Glocks on me, and I just walked everywhere. I didn't run any motherfucking where. I wish the motherfucker would. I was like, okay, I wish a motherfucker would. I got 2 Glocks in this bitch. I'm just gonna walk back to my hotel room or go find where Pac lived and shit. If anybody say or look at me crazy, I'm there getting shot a few times.
The crowd was stunned. This wasn't just a
That's not the type of mindset you're supposed to have with a gun, you feel me? Oh, if a nigga look wrong shooting, you're not supposed to do that. You feel me? But depending on the situation, you gotta go for that. But not every situation you're supposed to move like that.
performance. It was a confrontation, a call to arms against the pervasive culture of violence that had claimed so many young lives like Yummy's. Some in the audience cheered, moved by Tupac's courage and passion. Others, particularly the gang members, were visibly tense, their faces hardening as the realization of Tupac's words sank in. The aftermath of that concert was a mix of shock and admiration. Tupac had not only delivered a powerful performance, but had also sparked a conversation about the role of gangs in the lives of young black men.
Nah, but at least he finished the performance, because I'd be like, bro, his ass would have been bogus as hell if his ass didn't do the performance.
His fearless confrontation with the black disciples left an indelible mark on those who witnessed it, and the story of that night spread quickly. In the days and weeks that followed, Tupac continued to speak out about Yummy's story, using his platform to raise awareness about the plight of young boys like Yummy, caught in the crossfire of gang violence. His words resonated with many, and his bravery in confronting.
But I understand where he coming from at the end of the day, because it's like, nigga, y'all grown motherfuckers got him involved in this shit from the start. But it's like, when he started doing shit like that, hitting innocent motherfuckers, you know, people they don't be caring with that kid, bro, when you out here tweaking like that. But I don't know the reason why they did it to him. If it's over the girl, I mean, I understand why they did it.
The issue head-on inspired a renewed dialogue about how to address the root causes of gang violence.
In 3 days, Chicago will mark an infamous anniversary that shocked the nation. 20 years ago, 11-year-old Robert Yummy Sandifer was executed by fellow gang members after he killed a 14-year-old girl. Fox 32's Craig Wall takes a look at how the danger of the street has changed in 2 decades.
When Robert Yummy Sandifer was shot in the back of the head and left for dead in a pedestrian walkway at 108th and Cottage Grove, the crime was so shocking it made the cover of Time magazine. 1994 was a violent year in Chicago with 930 murders compared to last year when there were 415. But for many, the streets of Chicago don't feel any safer.
I remember a city on edge. I remember even my surroundings on edge.
Diane Latiker founded the anti-violence organization Kids Off the Block in the Roseland neighborhood in 2003, building a brick memorial to young murder victims. She's lived among the violence in Roseland for 30 years And one thing hasn't changed.
It's still people who feel there's no other power they have but the gun.
Cousins James and Curtis Stagger take part in her program.
Yeah, I got like 7 friends that been killed.
And 3 in just the last month.
You could be innocent and still get shot. It's dangerous as well.
A former gang member who was 17 when Sandifer was shot says the streets are more dangerous now because gangs have splintered and no one is in charge. Latiker agrees.
The danger is, I'm not telling anybody to come shoot you personally. I'm just shooting. So if you happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, and I'm just shooting, then, oh well.
And social media nowadays.
See, and they thought these niggas was bad back then. Shit, that you see these niggas now, they really be tweaking out shooting anything.
Allows feuds to blow up at any time, leading to gunfire.
I guess there's more guns out here now. Everybody got a gun now, so I guess that's why you can say it's worse than anybody shooting. And it's just all messed up. Everybody into it with somebody.
Police may be doing what they can, but for people in some neighborhoods, it may never be enough to really change things.
I look over my shoulder a lot, like every day. Every day I step outside, even when I step on my porch, I gotta watch.
One positive difference Diane Latiker sees from 20 years ago is a sense in communities that violence is everybody's problem. But the police superintendents then and now share the same belief that the root cause of the violence
they was
remains
talking
the
about
same:
now.
gangs, guns, and drugs. Dawn?
All right, Craig Wall, thank you.
All right, y'all, there y'all have it. That's been the story of Tupac.
Nah, y'all heard it. Had Tupac got into it with them, man. And I understand where Tupac coming from. You feel me? But, you know, when folks unaliving little kids, that age stuff don't matter because you took away a 14-year-old life at the end of the day, too. You feel me? A kid took away another kid's life. So some people might not be able to, you feel me? You know how that shit be, man. If you watch this video all the way through, I know your ass fucking with another motherfucking video. So go ahead and go watch another motherfucking video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you never miss out on any content like this. Go! Oh, shit. Hold on, I'm about to hop back on.